What's up, everybody? Just got done walking, and this crossed my mind that when dealing with my own situation, sometimes we could act like losers when we're asking God for things. We like to claim as Christians that we're more than conquerors, right? And that's what the word says. And yet we always go to God whining about this and that, and expecting God to do everything. Um, But the way God set this planet up, He didn't design it that way. You can tell He was meant to work. It was meant that man was supposed to work in conjunction with God as His hand on this planet, His physical hand on this planet, and God would work through us as we use that authority that He's given us because we have a body in this planet. And it's the same thing. You can tell this is the case because how Adam and Eve was put here. And God knew that Satan would come and tempt them and they would fall. But He left anyways, okay? And He left, right? And the reason why He left is the same reason why Jesus left when He went after He was done and He resurrected and went back to heaven. He left us here the same way God left us the first time. And it's the same reason He gave us power, okay, to deal with serpents and lay hands on the sick and to cast out devils and, that great commission. He expects us to handle Satan and whatever he throws at us in God's power and in His authority. We don't need to go whining to God for, oh, Lord, please deliver me, when God has already given us the power. When Jesus Christ was crucified, everything was finished. It was done from that point. God provided everything that we needed to solve any problem or any crisis that would come our way. So it's just like when Joshua got defeated at Ai, and he got on his face and he was whining to God. Oh, it would have been great if we would have stayed back in wherever we was at. And the Lord said, "Get up off of your face. What are you doing down there?" He said, "Get up." Okay. He said, "Israel sinned and go deal with it." Okay. And then you go back down there and you handle your business. Okay. That's basically the same thing He's telling us when we deal with our problems or anything that comes our way. Just like when Peter was talking to Jesus, and Jesus said to Peter, Satan has a desire to sift you like wheat. And He said, "But I have prayed that your faith does not fail." He didn't say, "I pray and I'm going to deal with Satan, okay, and I'm going to deal with him, flick him off the planet." He said, "I pray that your faith doesn't fail," because all you need is your faith to deal with him. And if you don't lose your faith, then you can squash anything Satan throws at you, or you can endure anything he throws at you, right? So God expects us, okay? It's just like when back in the book of Judges, when they were supposed to take revenge for the Benjamites who raped that woman, and God told them to go up and to fight the Benjamites and deal with them, and they kept getting their butts busted. And went up to God and they said, "Lord, I thought you said let's go up here and do this." He said, "Go up there and do it again." They got their butts handed to them again, and then they finally decided, oh, we needed to use the tools that God gave us so He can come down and help us. So they fasted for a day. All right. So when they fasted, okay, God was able to come through them and help them win the battle. Okay. But the key, was not them whining to God about it, but it was just using the keys and the two tools so God could work through them to handle their business. So basically, we need to get out of this mind frame of, oh, God, help me with this and this and that. We need to start speaking, okay, to our issues and dealing with it spiritually. And if we got to fast and speak to it, then we do that too. If we got to pray in tongues to get revelation to deal with it, then we do that. If we need to humble ourselves, which we can do that through fasting, because David said, "I humble my soul with fasting," then He can work through our situation and handle our business. We don't need to whine to God or whine to our friends about our problems. It's good for everybody to pray for each other, but we don't need to whine about it and complain like we're just some helpless, person. God has given everything, okay? It says, God's given us to all things that pertain to life and godliness. We can handle anything that Satan could throw our way, okay? So if you're facing a problem, start speaking to it and demand what you want to happen. Okay. And if you don't see it happening at first, then start fasting and humble yourself, just like the tribe that had to deal with the Benjamites. Start fasting and speak to your problem and allow the Holy Ghost to work through you to deal with it. God bless.